been a public artist for 20 some years, going on 25 years. And very early on in my career as a public artist, I started experimenting with 3D sculpture, inclusions in some of my pieces, going all the way back to the State Building, rotundas, and over at the freeway support columns at Spaghetti Bowl, and to name a few. And one of the things that I've noticed through the years is, even to this day, I still use those methods of creating 3D sculpture relief with some of the lightweight materials and the cementitious finishes that I give these public pieces. But then a couple of years ago, I got an opportunity to be part of a symposium that, it brought engineering PhDs, doctors in engineering, experts in engineering, in 3D printing technology. And when I was also giving my lecture, I got an opportunity to meet Dr. Eric McDonald, PhD Associate Dean of the University of Texas at El Paso. We started conversing. We both realized that, one, we had a mutual respect for what we both did, but also we saw that perhaps there might be some opportunities for us to work on some projects and create some pieces of 3D printed elements that could be incorporated in some of the public art that I have.
The fractal antenna?
Yeah.
That was done with 3D printed sand that was
it?
plated. Yeah. That's an antenna. It's actually two sides.
I thought it was a sculpture, man.
But this was plated. That's
So what's underneath?
It is a polymer and sand. So the sand.
With that being said, the last couple of years have been a process of not only printing some parts that are already in some public pieces of art that I have, but also we're currently working on some prototypes for some upcoming projects with motion. And one of the things that I noticed when I was doing these 3D pieces is, one, obviously, I work on large scales with these projects. They're not small scale projects. They're pretty big.
This is a very important part of the park, because these freestanding pillars that you see here were the ones that were preserved when the I-10 Connect project came in and destroyed a portion of the freeway. With that, also a portion of some of the existing murals that were here from 1999. I was fortunate enough to have my row of murals, of pillars, still survive. So what we're looking at is my freestanding projects. All of these are mine. They have spanned from its inception. I'm one of the original founding members of the first wave of implementation of murals here at the Spaghetti Bowl back in 1999. I've been fortunate enough to be the only one from that original group to this day still have the privilege and the opportunity to come and do some artwork. So these murals that you're seeing here have been established since 99, 2000, 2001, 2006, 2010, and most recently, the current one I'm working on, 2025. So it's been pretty much a 25-year journey.
So, one of the things that I'm working on right now is doing some retouches and some new figures that weren't there on the original mural. But one of the biggest challenges of this project was, and will continue to be, is looking forward. There's this misconception that Michelangelo was, looking straight up and painting the Sistine Chapel. That's not true. He was laying down on scaffolding and painting straight up. And when I tried doing that when I was here, it was impossible, man. It's like you had to do basically like a crunch every time, right? You get up, you get the paint, you lay back down, then you go back up again. And I just found it easier to just kind of sit in this upward position, put the paints on the side, and then start mixing them, and then just, continue doing that. Well, there has to be a quicker, more efficient way to produce these, or at least some portion of the 3D sculptural elements using this technology. And that's what kind of sparked my curiosity and my imagination as to what possibilities there could be partnering with UTEP in the engineering department and the 3D aspect that they could bring to my art and vice versa. You sent to orbit?
One right here.
This one, right?
Yeah. That didn't go to orbit, but something exactly like it did. And another piece was in the London Museum of Science.
Pavilion would have something similar, not this exact system, but it would be like 3D printed components that assemble themselves like Lego bricks, almost, Lego blocks to create one cohesive unit that would be structured, and you can actually, it would be modular, that's the word I'm looking for. But this is the place to do this stuff. It's amazing. It's a new kick center. It's awesome. Because you can look at pain, disappointment, loss in two ways. You can let it consume you and destroy you, and those things you once used to be good at, all of a sudden they become a thing in the past. Or you can use it as fuel. And if you flip that pain on its head and you use it almost like rocket fuel, oh man, you can propel yourself. You'll be surprised.